Hey, this is Kevin, the Nature Mentor. And why did I start a forest school? That's the question I'm asking. I'm not asking myself. Like, I know why. I'm not trying to rethink my life here. But, we used to call it a wilderness school. Now I use the term forest school because it's more widespread. We deal with nature connection primarily. So it's a little different than the European forest school model because we work with kids from 4 years old up through teenagers and adults. We teach survival skills and naturalist studies and a lot about nature, wildlife tracking, bird language, things like that. And, I got into it when I was a teenager many years ago, more than half my life ago. And I wanted to, well, for one, I loved nature. I loved camping out. I loved learning skills. And when I found out that there were still people in the world who knew survival skills, I was so excited to learn. And so I started reading books, and then I started taking classes. And when I was 18, I started going to Tom Brown Jr.'s Wilderness Survival School, also known as the Tracker School. Tom's a controversial character, Some people love him, some people hate him. I love the guy. I happen to love the school. His classes are amazing. I've never regretted going and spending the money on it. And he keeps raising the bar higher and higher. Just when you think you've achieved something, he's like, okay, let's raise the bar way up here and see if you can achieve that. And I love that. I love that there's like this always something to strive for and reach for. And that got me really excited about the skills. It got me really excited to learn about nature and see what I could do and what kinds of things I could achieve. And, that just fueled my interest in all of this and my passion. And I ended up starting a school when I was 23. And it started with 2 kids and 3 staff. Oh, my cat has a lot to say. Whenever I'm talking, she wants to talk too. And, it's grown from there. And now we have hundreds of kids every year come through the school. Some stick around for years and years. Some of my staff I've known since they were 6 or 7 years old, and that was 14 years ago. So I love the work that we do, and, it just kind of grew on me, but from that young age. But the important thing was I took a lot of classes through my later teens and 20s. I would work, save up money, and go take classes. And there's a lot of people today that I see who start forest schools or wilderness schools with very little training or very little knowledge, And sure, you can do it, but I really highly recommend, just continue being a lifelong learner. I still sign up for classes to this day. This summer, I'm going out to a class next month. I love learning. I love being a student. And so I encourage you all to just be lifelong learners and keep, finding teachers and learning and learning and learning. And that'll just benefit your students and your school more and more. It'll help fuel your passion and excitement and curiosity for what you do. It'll give you new stories to tell. And, just keep things fresh for yourself. So, I do this work because this is my activism in the world. When I see all the things going on and learn about climate change, I knew about climate change more than 20 years ago. I could see it in nature. Whoa, cat in the face. She's got a lot to say. Say hi. So I could see it in nature. It's no surprise when the scientists came out with all the information, right? Those of us who are connected to nature, we know it. So this is my activism. This is how I try to do one little thing to maybe change the course of humanity, and that is to connect people to nature. We don't have to get political about it. We don't have to do a lot of other things, or fight about it. But what a beautiful thing it is that we can just bring people out into nature and awaken their senses, awaken their sense of adventure and playfulness, and connect to something that is very real. Because there's so many people trying to connect to things that are fabricated. There's a lot of untruths and manipulation and lies. And when you go out into nature, there's none of that. There is truth. There is what you see with your eyes, what you smell, what you hear, what you taste, what you touch. And that is such a truth in the world, and it connects us to who we are. And it counters all the gaslighting going on in the world, because gaslighting makes us question and second guess ourselves, right? But when we go out in nature and we connect with our senses, we learn to trust ourselves again. We learn to trust our senses and our intuition and what we're seeing and feeling and thinking and observing and touching. We have to get people back to the earth and back into their senses, to help us awaken and come back to being what it is to be human, right? And maybe through that we'll make some kind of an impact. I mean, I know we're making an impact, but maybe it'll be even a greater impact, you know? And I'm just one person, you're one person, together we're two, you know? So I get inspired by all the people that are out there doing similar things, that are doing beautiful work in the world. So thank you all for what you're doing. And, you know, that's why I do what I do. So thanks for listening. Till next time.